Hello, hello. My name is Steph. If you'd like to come on in and have a seat for some symbolic support or a little inspiration whenever you may find this. So, as promised, we scried a bookmark made in the muse of meditation, and we are going to flip it for perspective possibilities, scrying for shapes and symbols that may speak to our psyche and psychic senses. As well, we'll add on some tarot and oracle cards in the shaman's palm configuration, and where Mr. Ghosty here is, we have GhostTube for any audio additions from the afterlife that may further add to our auric adventures. Overall, pleased to receive release freely. If you are new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome home. I'm grateful for your time, attention, and awareness, as your presence and perspective is powerful. Gratitude. Okay, let's go. All right, so I already opened up. OG to the OG scry is below in the description box, so we're going to carry on. There we go. You know the drill. If you see, sense, or feel anything, please feel well to comment below, drop an emoji. Any interactions with the channel is appreciated. Okay.
Play.
I'm playing. Okay. First off, protection was the Easter egg in the OG end screen that brought us over here. Protection. Strong protective magic for the family and the home.
Wine.
There's a Frankenstein I'm seeing in here, and that's kind of what brought me into remembering that. This Frankenstein, if you can imagine the monster that it may look like and appear to be, its stature is tall. Almost like the dimensions are slightly off because I'm seeing like the flat top of the head, you know what I mean? The shoulders are uber broad, the feet are, stompy. But the way it's coming in for me is it's like a gentle giant. I was created this way by Dr. Frankenstein, but I'm a gentle giant offering protection. You might notice that. You might feel it's like the monster isn't a monster.
Protect.
It is about protecting, yes. And I think from the OG side, it's about you being the spark here in this incarnation, and as you connect and meditate in your moments with your cosmic guides or cosmic family, divine messages, etc. And knowing that this earth existence is eternal. It does require endurance, but there's no rush, right? And Frankenstein moves slow. And I know, because I always say, or at least, like for me, I always say, like, I feel like I see other people moving so gracefully, right? And I love it. It's so beautiful. Whether they're grocery shopping or doing what they love to do online, at shops, people move with grace for the most part, the way I view it. And then I feel like I come in and I'm just like Frankenstein. I'm like stomp, 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 stomp. So I want to call it like a Frankenstein grace, because there's an appreciation for that kind of movement. If you feel like in some area of your life, corporate, creative, romantic, platonic, where you feel, I don't know, right? Just you got this flat head and big shoulders and big boots. All just symbolic, of course, of perhaps awkwardnesses. But this energy specifically is part of the protection for you while in this incarnation.
I'm not sure.
And if you're feeling it in any way while navigating Earth, because maybe your frequency, your vibrato from the OG side feels, and being harnessed in this physical body, just, it's like clunky. But is it? Well, it is. It's a little clunky.
Table.
But I'm getting better at it. I'm tightening the Frankenstein bolts. I'm getting like Frankenstein orthotics. Like there's all these fun things that are really going on. I hope this is helpful. Let's keep going. I'm actually going to add on a few more of the circle cards just to complete the shaman's palm here. Because you are achieving, thank you, because actually the way it came out here, you are achieving a connection beyond Earth. But again, it's like in those energies and vibes
Bible.
being brought into the physicality. It's like going from a clunker car, maybe not directly to a luxury car, but every
Whiskey.
point in the progress is a luxury. It is a luxury to have the connection and protection that you know and trust and feel from your angels and or alien guides. Ascended, insert any word. Your deities, gods, goddess. Trinket 5. Card number 26, manifesting money and income. Maybe a meditation you're working with. Manifesting. Some of you might be manifesting that connection to someone ceremonially, companionship, corporately, a job, or whatever the case is. There is a discussion going on here. I feel like these gnomes, they're gnomes.
Hate.
Oh, that's not a kind word. And we're throwing that around. Unless you're ready to say something about it. These gnomes are... It's such a strong word. It's like, do you know what that means? Do you know what you're saying? Get ready to back that up. And I don't even want that to be backed up. But it's almost like if somebody was to say such a thing, and maybe you're going through something that feels hateful. Maybe you don't like your job or where you live, or your relationship, and it's like, I hate this. Okay, very strong word, absolutely okay. Back it up, but by backing it up actually softens it, so I can really get to the seed that I'm protecting. And maybe you do this in meditation when you're walking, whatever the case is, because change is what I want, is how I'm feeling here.
Window.
A window of opportunity even. So while it's like the armor of said H word, we'll call it, because it's, we'll do this, right? And taking that word. And it's so hard, like Frankenstein. It's like, but I want to get to the ooey gooey center. And this bridge right here is what's going to take me from one polarity to the other of that word. Because that's what it's protecting, the center. Where I feel softer. And that I want to be hardened on the outside to protect that. Like candy. Is it candy coated? 16, air. Work with the element of air to see the truth. Yeah, well, we were just talking about that. Gotta think about it. Back it up. Talk it out. Get to the seed. Get to the source. And even sometimes that might be hope, right? It's like the H word of also hope. H words. H words. Which is also bringing me into, if I may, for just like a hot mess minute. I don't know if it's like Ancient Aliens or some show in regards to the H blocks where they're like carved out and they don't know how they did it. The yada yada yadas. And that might come into in the Cave of Hearthfires of the extraterrestrials.
Brandy.
Because at the beginning here we have listening to divine wisdom and joyfully learning. Joyfully learning life's lessons. earwax. There is a feminine figure coming through with two other energies beside her. She is closer to, I'm going to call her, for simplicity's sake, celestial. Oh, she's celestial something or
Melt.
other. I'm just going to call her celestial. Something about hearing her. Hearing her. There is a ram in here. But she's now wearing the fur of this ram.
Play.
I feel like the ram is indicating maybe an energy. Like Rami to defend, Rami to brute, accuser, an accusation. That's weird. But yet in this meditative state, I feel like this is the process that I'm going through. Thank you. That's brilliant. This is the process that I'm going through. On where it may have fallen on deaf ears with the earwax. It's not because they were deaf or deaf ears. This is of my own. This is of my own. Not listening to myself. So I sit in meditation. I sit in a meditative state. I get my hips and pelvic hinge. Another H. Hinge. Hinge. Comfortable. I become small like a gnome because I want to speak to the elementals of my energies around me. And the elements that are here on earth as well, that exchange, work with the element of air. So I want to converse. And maybe in your meditative state, this is how you converse. Dichotomy, card 4, dark-minded. Also light-minded.
War.
Yeah. That's what hate nurtures, is war. Accuser. Hold on. Strength coming through in the cave of winds of the mind, the lioness. Cave of Hearth Fires is dream. I'm just going to lay these out here with the cosmic guides. Cave of Rivers has 2. Sacrifice and Artemis, independence. And then Cave of Earth is unresolved past. This is what I'm going through right in this moment. Very earthly and energetic moment. Like
Bored.
The way I just heard it is, it's almost like you can't flush all the toilets in the house at once. Well, maybe you can in the city, I don't know. But out here in the country, it's like you're not going to do laundry, do the dishes, and flush toilets all at the same time. In the spirit of, well, you can, I'm sure, but there's almost like a responsibility, but why overload the septic system? Like, why overload the water system when there's a natural progression occurring? And it brings me into gray water again, which came up somewhere in the last, I don't know, little while. And if I may, it's almost like through this dichotomy, but uprises what's unresolved. And I feel like external to this totem of meditation, I'm feeling the H's, right? The hinging of hope and hate. And yet, they are one of the same on either side of this. So I want to focus on my dream in my heart, how the constellation is connecting, because it's all what we can
Gary.
claim separation as much as one may want. But at the end of the day, it's one big existence. The sacrifices of Hecate's Diepnon and Artemis. Yeah, even my emotions are going up to this. My heart is in the sky. What is heaven? Is it up? Yet it's dark as night up there, light as day. I can look down deep within and it's dark, but it's also full of honey. Behind the cave walls, behind rocks and under things is where honey may be.
Stephanie.
Yes. So I'm very much so in this odd space right now. Apologies, but sorry, not sorry if this is weirder than normal. But we move through it. Something's being divided into 3. Possibly up to 5. There might be 3 to 5 areas that you are. Maybe this is why I'm feeling a little overwhelmed, just me personally, because it's like there's 3 to 5 areas around me that are very prominent. And maybe you have this grand ability to look at them and take and exchange information. I keep seeing this bridge, but then I see it as the letter H, capital H. And it's like going back and forth. And looking around through those channels, maybe it is your job, your home life, your personal life, your private life, your public life, or, jobs, career, money, because money is in here as well, your independence, the sacrifices you've made. There's no award for that, but there is an award here. So here's the thing. It's like you made those sacrifices for
I'm lost.
To communicate with source and spirit, whatever that is with you, for you, as an action to indicate alignment to whatever dream. Every sacrifice along the way. But it's done so without the expectation of some award, because it in and of itself is an indicator of alignment. And yet I have here, where somewhere in here, you win the award, accolade, or contract every time you make that action that aligns you. You make a choice, you contemplate it internally, externally, you make the choice, it aligns you. That's the achievement of that. Maybe you think it's your normal and it's not for everybody else. I'm also hearing don't overanalyze, because the honey of sorts, putting clay in a kiln makes it harder, which now gives it a different use as a different kind of vessel.
Foolish.
Was it this side or the other side, talking about the ooey gooey center? I can't remember now. But it was there, like candy-coated goodness in the hardened shell. And now I'm seeing the brilliance of having, with the clay that was ooey gooey, becoming a hardened shell, and it can become a vessel to carry things or whatever it is, decorate things. and then back to the H
School.
of, on each side of the H is plus minus plus minus. And it's just going back and forth. And even like once a choice is made or an action is achieved, this, it's almost like similar, not necessarily the same, but similar opportunities exist even from this decision. I don't know. I feel like I'm all over the place.
Yes.
For some of you, you might be sensing like the coloring right in here is bringing me very much so here. Okay, I'm going to say this as I just heard it, but I'm trying to be very sensitive. The dead, those that have passed, are not restless. If they are, they may be a hardened vessel. Something may have changed by choices they made, and they must follow through with those choices. And as one becomes more aware, there's more, it's like more of that familiar energy of restlessness comes about because now I'm aware of the choices I've made. I'm aware of the consequences, how they've played out, and now I got to wait, continue to make different choices or the same choices, whatever the choices are, to fulfill it fully, so it doesn't spiral back and boomerang. And the dead that seem restless are looking for others, one of the same but in different densities, to nurture said restlessness and to create more of it.
Closer.
And this is not in a fear of, well, I cannot feel restlessness, or I shall not just by saying it and I won't. No, because I'm lying. But it's like being in the moment and making the choice. I'm feeling restless. I don't know what to do. I'm feeling restless. I can't sleep because my mind's thinking. Air, right? And it takes away from your sleep state, from your rest, from your natural way of meditating with the multiverse, the magic of all that is.
Nail.
And prioritizing something or someone. And I'm looking to achieve something, but I have a hate on for it. I'm not going to lie. Whatever this is, it just brought me right back into it. It's like I want to achieve this, and yet somewhere I have a hate on for it. How is that possible? And then like these restless dead that aren't restless if they're, truly moved on. They are in their spirit of space, and they attach on to that. These are also other living people that are, to a degree, dead inside. I don't know a kind way of saying it. Zombies, just looking for more brains to eat, looking for more angst and anxiety and resentments and finger pointing. And they're like, as soon as they can see, this is not accountability. This is finger pointing without ever looking back at the thumb. And as soon as that is sensed, it's like all these energies come up waiting to feast on that. Not to take it away, but to give it more. And that's how they achieve. This is a weird message, but I'm going to let it be. Normally I would want to cut this off because it's awkward.
Can you
It's
hear
not
me?
cheery. It's not, but hopefully I haven't butchered it either, because there's a seriousness through this.
I remember.
You can always contact us to help clear, talk it out. There's a raven in here as well. Because there are times when it's not the dead that is restless, but the living. Those that have passed, they rest in peace from that physical incarnation and communicate a totally different way. The restlessness of the dead is because they're not dead. They're holding on to something in density, their last incarnation. They are holding on to that life. They have not accepted and that is the brilliance of their journey. And I call it
Where are you?
brilliance because there is always value in it. To learn that and looking at the overall existence, they will look back on that and be very grateful that they had that experience for the wisdom that it brings them. There is always a light for them to move on, to make a choice. I'm going to let you go. I hope this would serve, inspire, educate, or entertain. The bookmark link is also below if you're interested. This was a very deep message. I hope I did my best to articulate it. Like I said, it feels serious, but not as
Empty.
Debbie Downer or empty as I think so. Like a cup. Now I get to fill it. Okay, I will see you later. So much love.